Hello, Kyle. I'm here with another video. I hope you enjoy, so let's get into it.
I literally just got divorced. I'm done. I don't ever have to see him again. That was so hard. That was so painful. I couldn't look at him. I couldn't say hi. I couldn't say bye. I just walked away. The person that I loved the most in this entire world. The person I loved most in this entire world, you know? That was it. That's how the story ends. I loved him with everything that I was. And now it's done. Oh God, I'm fucking broken, man. I fucking hurt. I kept it together until the end. But I did that shit.
She just said that she did that. So that goes to show that she cheated on him just by her final words. I was hoping for a little bit of context, and she gave it. And just like that, my divorce papers were signed, and this is such a hard moment to look back and watch me mourn the life I and the life planned. I was just through so much pain that I never deserved. Here's to a new beginning. Isn't it amazing on how it's always a female that's actually doing up the divorce papers?
Until this day, I get blamed for how severely he screwed my life up. I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't drink anything without feeling pain and pain, true pain. And I get blamed for feeling this way. And it is just ridiculous how someone can hurt you so much, and just expect you to move on from it and not care and just move on like as if nothing happened. And I will never wish this pain on anyone.
Yeah, we don't know what pain you're actually going through. All we know is you're hurt. If anything, all that she's trying to do is get validation, get attention, and try and have people go on her side without even knowing where her side actually was.
I'm 24, single mom of 2, and I just lost everything. Hi, my name's Bria. Nice to meet you. That was me about 3.5 years ago. Went through a very, very ugly divorce, walked away with absolutely nothing but my 2 precious children, and I'd do it all over again. So, little bit about me. I was a very successful destination wedding photographer and built my business from the ground up. I ended up buying a beautiful horse property house to raise my children at, and realized that the person I was with was not the person that I should be spending my life with. So I decided to file for divorce. Well, me being me, having a huge heart of gold, I decided my money was our money, and he decided his money was his money. So I opened a joint bank account that had all of our money in it. I paid for the down payment of the house. Girls, learn from me and do not make my mistake. So, when I decided to leave, he decided to take everything. I left with absolutely nothing to my name. I left in a U-Haul. I moved from California to Florida in a U-Haul, and no car because he wanted to make sure all the cars were in his name and not mine, aka power. Do not let a man do that to you, okay? Make sure you are on there as a co-signer, you're on there just by yourself. Well, me being me and me being young, thinking love is love and no one would do anything to hurt you. False. So, I left with about $10,000 to my name, a U-Haul full of everything, my 2 children.
It's amazing on how the tables have turned in that type of situation because it's
Dollars to
normally
my name.
all the women that always end up getting everything. The guy gets nothing. Tables turned in this situation, going from a U-Haul from one side of the country to the other is a big fat move. And the fact that she also gave up on her business she built from the ground up. Like, there's no way that he would have been able to take that business because you're the one that did that. So that was still your choice to do so. You just didn't want to be around the guy.
I spent about 4 months using my double stroller as a car for, yeah, 4 months, I would say. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with a blow-up mattress for another 4 months because it took a while for me to get from absolutely nothing back on my feet because, mind you, I lost my photography business as well because of COVID. So COVID happened, weddings got shut down, I stepped away. So now here's this single mom of 2, basically homeless, thinking life is never going to get better. How did I get here and how do I get out of it? So there was days, weeks, months where I'm crying my eyes out because I didn't have enough to buy food just for breakfast. I didn't have enough for anything. And I'm just here to tell you that if you keep pushing and you keep believing in yourself, everything's going to be okay. It's going to work out in your favor. I'm still not, now I'm 27, so 3 years later, 3.5 years later, because I'm going to be 28 in like 2 days, but I'm still not where I want to be in life. However, I'm a lot closer to where I want to be in life because of the fact that no matter how impossible it felt, I refused to give up. I refused to take the easy way out and just say, this is the cards that God gave me. No, I said, I don't like these cards and I'm going to do everything in my power to get out of this. So if you need support, if you need help, if you need anything, feel free to reach out to me because I love supporting other females. If you need a job, I'm hiring. I will give you a job. Like, literally anything that you need, I will help you with because I've been there and I had absolutely no one and it sucked. So this is just your reminder to keep going no matter how hard it gets.
Uh, yeah, so she mentioned about how she had no one. She could went to the government. There's government assistance to help look for a job, help do A, B, and C, help get you onto benefits if needed, employment insurance. Like, there's so much that the government can help you with. But she's not saying all that. She's just saying how she rebuilt herself from the ground up. Good for her as well. So good for you.
So the other day, my husband, who I've been married to for 17 years, but am now going to be divorcing, told me that marrying me was the biggest mistake he's made in his life. And I responded to it with like sarcasm and kind of snark, like me, like marrying me, I'm the biggest mistake that you've ever made. Because that's how I usually have responded to those types of comments that he makes over the years. But later on, afterward, I kind of sat in my room and I actually cried.
Yeah, definitely need more context on that one. All it seems like is that she's trying to get more of a sympathy type vote. Don't do it. Just let her do her video, ignore it, and call it a day.
Afterward, I kind of sat in my room and I actually cried.
Yeah, that being a pure example is what I meant.
I cried about it, like sobbed, actually. And I thought to myself that this is actually a good sign because I have spent so many years in our marriage listening to comments like that. You've ruined my life. You took all my money. You're the worst person. And I've like numbed myself to it over the years. Like I just kind of numbed myself or made excuses like, oh, he's just stressed, he's angry, or he's, going through a lot. And I just kind of went along with it and just But to get through it, I just kind of had to numb myself. And I guess in a way, like had to diminish my own humanity to not let these things get to me. So I wouldn't like fall apart. You know, I had 2 kids to raise, a family to keep going. Like I couldn't afford to be hurt. You know what I mean?
Well, you can't afford to be hurt. Meanwhile, you've been taking emotional abuse the entire time to the point where you just shrug it off and try not to care. Like, this is a pure example as to what guys normally have to go through with their significant other because the woman is normally bad mouthing them and everything else. Do feel sorry for her, but she shouldn't really be posting such things online, in my opinion.
Now that I don't want to be married anymore, I am really telling myself that it's time for me to reclaim my humanity. And that means that there's going to be things that are going to be said to me that are going to hurt me. And I'm going to go ahead and like absorb that hurt. I'm going to feel the feelings. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to intellectualize. I'm just going to feel it. Let my emotions freely flow. And if that means I cry, I cry. If that means I get angry, I get angry. I'm going to feel again. I'm going to be a human being again. And that's probably one of the things I'm looking forward to in this entire process is I just want to be a person again.
Well, you shouldn't be having to deal with all those comments and then just like shrugging it off as snarky replies or sarcasm or whatever it may be. Just be yourself, ask questions. Why are you telling me this? What is the deepest root to what you're saying? This actually hurts me. Just like open up and be honest with the guy. He'll be honest with you.
So, just to be totally transparent with y'all, I've been feeling like these little pockets of sadness lately, like throughout my day. Like, it'll just be like, oh, do you remember you and your ex used to do this? Or like, oh, do you remember? And it's frustrating because I feel like I'm past that point of like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm past any point, honestly. I'm just trying to let healing come and go. But something I saw on TikTok last night, it was like a quote, and it talked about how you don't just let go once. You let go again, and then again, and then again, and then again. And that really helped me. Like, it's talking about how you let go when you see their favorite soup on sale and you don't buy it. Like, you let go when you, like, it's the anniversary of, you know, something with them. You let go when, like you see something that they used to love or whatever it may be. And I don't know, that made me feel like, honestly, just a lot better because I want to remind y'all that it's okay to be sad. I think I'm very much type A. So I'm very like, I want to be over this. Like, I'm like, it's this, like, it's been 3 months, so it's this, it's been 6 months, but it's not like that. It's so, it's just okay to be sad. It's okay to give yourself grace and, you know, don't stay in that sadness, but it's okay to have moments of sadness. And I want to remind you that. So just know that I'm always here for you and it does get better, but also allow yourself to feel your feelings.